I actually started learning astrology because I found these two studies linking quantum mechanics and astrology, and it blew my fucking mind. I was at the time still pretty naive, and I thought if it can't be measured, if it's not right in front of me, then it must not exist. And once I found those studies, I was like, well, maybe there's something fucking here. And at the time, I was majoring in psychology, developmental psychology, and there's a piece of the brain that experiences spirituality, and that made me go, what the fuck is that there for? Right? And so, because of that, I started looking into astrology a little bit more. The thing that kicked off where I was like, I'm looking into it now, was actually like when Charlie Kirk was popped. That's when I finally was like, something is going on here. Because I was loosely looking into it. But when Charlie Kirk got popped, I looked at the event chart of that instance, and it was so freakishly on the nose that I was like, okay. So I started looking more into it. I was buying textbooks. The Chris Brandon Hellenistic Astrology one's awesome. Robert Hand's Planets and Transits is fucking awesome. I have now I completely filled a notebook of all my research of like going through each of the houses in full detail, going through each one of the planets in exquisite detail, looking at the asteroids in freakish detail, the luminaries in freakish detail. Then I started looking at the different systems in astrology. And by the way, this wouldn't have happened if I wasn't so interested in it. I find it so interesting, and because of that, I was able to keep going. Because in the beginning, I was like so confused because my chart didn't make sense to me. The reason why my chart didn't make sense to me is because it was wrong. Because I got my birth time wrong. And because I would get like a horoscope, and by the way, horoscopes are pop astrology. It's just, I would look at something and I was like, I don't resonate at all with that. Even my own chart, I didn't resonate with it. I was apparently a Sagittarius rising. That didn't make sense for me. Then I reached out to the Vital Records office in the government because I was like, I swear to God, my birth time is wrong. I reached out to them. I paid $100 fucking bucks for a long form birth certificate, and it had the birth time on it. My birth time was wrong. I adjusted it. It changed everything for me. And so because of that, I started being able to make predictions for my life. I started being able to look at different lot releases and how they corresponded with certain instances in my life. And it started kind of freaking me out how accurate this was, like getting goosebumps when things were so accurate. I started putting on my calendar every single time that I got a lot of Eros release, a lot of Fortune release, a lot of Spirit release. I would put it on my calendar so the moment it happened, I got a notification about it 20 minutes later, because I wanted to prove to myself, almost like an experiment, to see, well, can I make this prediction that this thing's going to happen? And then is it going to happen? Can I live candidly? And it still happened, right? Because I was so scared that I was doing some sort of like confirmation bias. And so I started looking at charts of my friends. And I started, my friends who don't believe in astrology, don't even like astrology. I would not tell them that I was using astrology, but I would, make little predictions in their life or say, maybe, this realm of work you would actually really enjoy. And they were like, wait, actually, yeah, I've thought about that. I've always wanted to do that. And I was like, well, it's actually a pretty good time for you to be doing that. And they're like, wait, why? And I'm like, I don't know. But it took me like almost a year from when I first started to get to the point that I am now, to where I feel like I'm still a fucking noob with this shit. But I can look at a chart, I can look at somebody's big three, and I can be like, okay, I know what's up. I know what I'm looking at. I can give you a synopsis of what's going on. But it takes fucking time. If I'm not doing my homework, if I'm not doing my job, I am either researching astrology or researching astrology. I realize it's all I do now. I just like it a lot. And it causes me, it brings me a lot of comfort because I used to be really religious. And so I have kind of always felt weird not having that supplemented, but now I feel like it finally is.